Friends, we are in the season of Epiphany, and I mentioned last week that what we'll be doing during the season of Epiphany is studying and exploring stories of people's encounters with God. The word Epiphany means to have an encounter with the divine. And so during this season, during these 6 weeks before Lent starts, we'll be exploring different stories in the Bible that have people meeting God. But I also want us to be able to see ourselves in these stories and to be able to explore our own stories for the ways that we have met God in the world around us as well. And so today I'm actually inviting somebody that you know from this community to come up and give us a little bit of an example of one of the ways that they have encountered God. I'm hoping that we have a couple people that come and do this over the next few weeks. And these are just invitations for you. The way that you encounter God may be different than the way that you hear from somebody up here, the way that they have encountered God. You may have different experiences of the divine than what you hear. And so this is an invitation for you to listen and to receive something and to maybe do it unjudgmentally and to invite yourself into a conversation in your own mind of where you have met God and see if there are things that you have not noticed before, but places that you have met God. So today, we're going to welcome Chris to come give us a little bit of a story of an encounter with God that Chris has had.
Amen. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm the recovery pastor here at Alamo Heights United Methodist Church. And I normally, more often than not, I encounter God in community, in the people that are around me and that I'm in community with. And I'm going to tell you a story about that. Way before I was here, before I was a recovery pastor, before I was a contemporary Christian praise and worship artist, I played in a bar band. For much of the 90s, I played in a bar band. And played a lot of the, less desirable places on the north side. And I had a stage name, Austin T. Healy. Legend in my own mind. And I also had a look. And part of the look was I wore turquoise like crazy. Right? Turquoise rings, turquoise bracelets. I had turquoise necklaces. And that was part of the Austin T. Healy look. So in 1999, I got to the end of myself and decided that I needed to stop drinking. And to that end, I ended up at a 12-step fellowship in town here. And at a clubhouse where 12-step meetings happen, called Club 12 over off of San Pedro. And I had bottomed out, and I needed help. And so I found help there. And I'd been there about 5 days. I'd been going to meetings, and I had 5 days sober. And it was a Friday night, and I had a gig that night. I was still playing in the bar band, and I had a gig that night. And I didn't know what to do. I was scared how am I going to go play at a bar and not drink? And so after the 5:30 meeting at Club 12, I went out we have a common area there where people come out and chat after the fellowship after the meeting. And I'm sitting there and I'm wearing my Austin T. Healy clothes, which, included my turquoise and all this. And I'm sitting there. And this woman comes out of the meeting. Her name was Francesca. And she sees my bracelet and she says, "Oh, I love your bracelet." That's great. And so she sits down and she said, "Why are you wearing all this turquoise?" And I told her, explained, I'm Austin T. Healy and I play in this band and tonight I've got a gig and I'm really worried, how am I going to not drink? And she said, "Well, where are you playing?" And I told her. And she said, "Oh, I love that place. I used to drink there." I said, "Oh, great." She said, "You know what, honey? I'll come to your gig." I said, "You'll do what?" She said, "Yeah, I'll come and I'll bring my sponsor," who's like a mentor that we each have. "And I'll bring my sponsor." I said, well, why would you do that?" And she said, "Well, to make sure you don't drink, honey. That's what we do for each other." I was blown away. I thought, wow, these people are different. And she came that night, she and Raymond, her sponsor, and then for the next 6 months, they came to support me and help me not drink. And so to this day, I still every time I wear my turquoise, I'm just reminded of the love of God I discovered in 12-step recovery. Amen? Amen.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Stories from the Seats. Don't forget to follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. If you have a story that you think would be great on the podcast, email us at podcasts@ahumc.org. That's podcasts@ahumc.org. To learn more about who we are, visit our website ahumc.org anytime. Any related links are also in this episode's show notes. Again, thank you so much for being a listener. We truly appreciate your time.